What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing a Thanos Rumble to determine what is the best Thanos statue out there. In regards to MCU, not comic book or anything. Because I am a movie collector, although I did own Sideshow Thanos on Throne, which is amazing. I sold it because I did not fall in love with Thanos from the comics. I fell in love with him from the movies. And here we got the three best Thanos movie statues out there, as well as the Thanos bust and the life-size Infinity Gauntlet. So we got Queen Studios Thanos yesterday. It's definitely a lot different than Iron Studios and, both Iron Studios. So straight off the bat, it's definitely smaller. Look at it in size comparison. If he stood up, he would not be the same size. His head is smaller. His armor is less wide than the Iron Studios one. We could even measure it real quickly. Alrighty, so measuring from this tip to that tip and this tip to that tip, not including this is 9 inches. This is 8 inches. This one is slightly curved though. But yeah, so I really wish Queen Thanos was a little bit bigger. That's my biggest problem with it. But when it comes to the armor, this one definitely has like a darker shade of gold. More shading. And overall, I like it better for the armor. I think the armor just looks better. When it comes to skin tone, in all honesty, I like this one the most. It's kind of hard to say what is movie accurate to Thanos, just because his skin tone based on the lighting changed nearly every freaking scene. You can sort of base it off posters, where if you base it off, let's say, that Sideshow art print, this one's accurate. If you base it off that art print, that one's accurate. You base it off another art print, that one's accurate. So it's really hard to say which one is accurate. But I do think when it comes to displaying next to Queen Studios' bust, this is the one that will go better because the skin tone matches Queen Studios' darker purple color. So I did try this inside the display, and I just didn't like how underscaled it looked next to this guy because he makes him look puny. So I'm not going to display him with him. I don't like it. I'll display those two together, and then I'll display him up top. I still haven't seen him next to my Trinity, so I can't tell you how much I'll like it. But we will test that out in a moment. When it comes to base, let's check out all three bases. Queen's is definitely the biggest. And overall, I'd probably say still the best. Although I like the fact that one has an underbase and it has a lot of greenery, which brings out more color. So I do really like the Infinity War ones. That one is definitely very good. Although I think Queen is still probably the best when it comes to the base. Now, when it comes to pose and switch outs, this one has one switch out head with a calm face. Although based off the pose, I don't think it works as good. So I like the teeth showing one. Plus the teeth are done fantastic. This one has 3 heads. Teeth showing, no teeth showing, and an unmasked head, as well as an Infinity Gauntlet arm, and a switch-out arm not holding the sword, but holding the Nano Gauntlet, doing the snap. Now, that's really cool, but you need the Iron Man snap to go with it. So it doesn't work as much with the 1/4. It works great with the 1/10, because I have the 1/10 version doing it. So for him, the only switch-outs I usually use is the head or the Infinity Gauntlet, which is technically inaccurate, but it still looks cool. And it actually does match that poster and a lot of the artwork. Now, based off concept, which one's the best? I mean, this one's a very standard museum pose, which I'm not always the fondest of museum pose. I do prefer the action pose on Infinity War. So really, it's between Infinity War and Queen when it comes to concept. Now, Queen took a very particular scene. very memorable scene. When Thanos first entered, he sat down, gave his quote before the big fight. Where Infinity War, more or less, it's not exactly driven from the, a particular scene. More or less, it's when he's, just entered Wakanda and he's attacking them, but he didn't do this exact same pose. So I think with concept, Queen wins. Based because it's from an exact scene, like even that poster you can see is the exact Queen Studio scene or Queen Studio statue. So it really is hard to say which one is the best because they all have their own things I really like about them. I love the fact this is dynamic, has the Infinity Gauntlet that lights up, the paint and details just perfect on that one. It's my favorite purple. Where this one, I love the paint app on the armor. I love the scene choice. The sword is fantastic. And the helmet's also very good. Let's compare this helmet to this helmet so you can see the difference. Yeah, I think Queen's helmet, the gold, looks better. Although that purple part right there, you can see that texture work. This one doesn't have that. So I think the gold is better, but the purple's better on that helmet. I think this one is... Yeah, I mean, I would like to combine the two if that's humanly possible. Now it comes to the portrait. Like I said, here is a comparison. And then this one. Another way to do it is, let's try the helmet on this. So the helmet doesn't sit completely down like the Iron Studios. So it's kind of hard to gauge the difference. As you can see, it needs to go down further. Like the helmet's not big enough or something, or just needs to go down more. But it really doesn't go down more, so it doesn't really look good like this. It looks funky. Now, when it comes to the two swords, there's things I like better about both of them. This one has a lot of things on the edge where this one doesn't. I think I like the handle better on this one, but the main sword better on this one. Although there's parts I like about both, so I'd say they're about equal. I don't remember if this one's metal. I'd have to take it off, but I think it is. This one definitely is metal. The one thing I definitely like better about Queen is this armor versus that one. So they really all have their pros and cons. I mean, I don't really have many cons with this bad boy, to be brutally honest. Because I feel like his paint job and sculpt is perfect. His size is perfect. His base fits great. So that's the thing. I mean, when I first got this one, I thought it was better than this one just because of all the switch outs. But at the end of the day, I think the Infinity War might be the best one because it's a flawless statue. I love the paint. That face is just so perfect. I love the fact that, the pose is so dynamic. So I think Infinity War is the best of the three, to be brutally honest, just because it's perfect. I don't have any issues with it. Where these two, I get issues with both of them. This one being underscaled and the skin tone a little bit too dark for my liking. This one could use a little bit better paint job on the armor. Give that armor color on this one. And the base could probably be a little bit better at an under base. Make it a little bit better. But let's say we're not including this and we're just doing these two. Endgame versus Endgame. Because this is technically a different movie. We got to decide between Queen and Iron Studios. So here's what I'll say. If you're going to display with these guys... And, I had to sell one, I would probably keep this one because it scales better. I know it scales perfectly. It's part of the line. I think if I just had to have one Thanos and it was a standalone, not displayed with anything else, I'd probably do Queen. I think if you had to display with the Thanos bust, you do Queen Thanos. you're displaying with other 1/4 scale characters, you display this one. So it's really hard to say because they all have their own issues and their own pros and cons. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think this is the best one. If I had to sell them all and only keep one, I'd keep this one. Even though I like the armor better on this, I think this is a better overall statue. Just, you know, it doesn't have any issues. It's perfect. Which I think a lot of people won't admit this one is the best. They'll probably say Queen is the best or this Endgame. But for me, I mean, I fell in love with Thanos because of Infinity War, so I have a special connection to Infinity War. So even though I do like this armor look better, no doubt, I like at Infinity Thanos more because he won. This Thanos lost. Spoiler alert. I think the armor's better on this, but you can see more detail here because he's fully standing up. You know, like some of the chest, inner belly detail. But they're all really amazing statues, no doubt. They're very, very good. Some of my favorite, Marvel statues, no doubt. I'm a huge Thanos fan, so I really want to just get the smirking head on Queen because that's the head I wanted to display. I just think it will work a little bit better. But yeah, what do you guys think? Which one is your favorite of these 3 Thanos statues? And do you think 3 is overkill? Is it for your favorite villain? I need to set it up in the display real quickly, so let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, folks. So here it is with Queen Thanos next to Queen Thanos bust, next to Iron Studios Trinity, next to Queen Studios Iron Man. A lot of Queen and a lot of Iron Studios. And here is how those two look together. Obviously, they pair very well because they are the same scale. And then Queen Thanos has to be top shelf because it pairs better next to the bust. And it's less noticeable that it's underscaled next to smaller 1/4 like Captain and Thor and Iron Man. So what do you guys think? Do you like this display and setup? The ultimate Thanos display now? So, yeah, those 2 are not final. That's going to be Vision and Scarlet Witch and probably Black Widow and Black Panther. But here it is. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you guys are looking to purchase any statues, please use the link below as it does help the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.